Our theme, we welcome the president of Temple Kol Ami Sisterhood, Sue Farber.
Thank you, Rabbi. Welcome to our special service this evening. I am particularly pleased to be able to share this Shabbat here in our sanctuary and with you in person. Wow, how long has it been? Our theme tonight is L'Dor V'Dor, from generation to generation. We opened with a beautiful playing by Natalie Conrad, our music director emerita, who represents our legacy. The service was created by Lean Heiger, Marcia Person, and Debbie LaCourse, representing our current cadre of involved women of TKA Sisterhood. Our concluding prayer, Hamotzi, will be chanted by Jill Gutman and her daughters, is a peek into our future of strong, bright, committed Jewish women. Many, many thanks to all of you and our other members who will lead us in prayer tonight. Enid Beanstalk, Cynthia Katz, Sharon Trosch, Connie Silver, Donna Weingarten, Gail Hines, and Rondi Brower. Finally, a big shout out to our new Cantorial Soloist, Janet Christensen, who agreed to make her TKA debut at this, our Sisterhood Shabbat service.
Shkoch to you, Sue. That is sweet and that is good, and it is wonderful to be together, L'Dor V'Dor. Good, sweet, lovely to sit together with our sisters and our brothers. Hine Matov, page 10 in our prayer books. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hello to everyone joining us on Facebook and on Zoom tonight. Shabbat Shalom to Marlene, to Cynthia, to Cindy and Jim, to Judy and Howard, I see Deb Ford is there. Shabbat Shalom to David and Eileen and Carrie and Ellen Rosker. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful to see everyone here. I hope we got our audio on. Our audio's on? Some comments here, no sound. Audio's good. I hope you're hearing us. We're certainly hearing each other here in this beautiful sanctuary. And we now look to hear from the wonderful voice again of Sue, who's going to lead us in a prayer before sharing with us the blessings over candles and wine. What's that? You got speaking to the microphone, so come on up here.
We light these candles to honor our voices, called Isha, women's voices, in prayer and song. We light these candles for the women of the Torah, for the women of our history, for the women who touch our lives. We light these candles for the women of honor, living and dead. They are with us tonight, enfolded in the sanctuaries of our hearts, their presence no farther away than a heartbeat, a soul beat. We light these candles as a symbol of our faith, our hopes, our dreams, our possibilities.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech קידשנו במצוותיו, וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת. Baruch atah Eloheinu, melech haolam, borei hagafen.
Welcoming each of our members of Sisterhood here, we welcome Enid Beanstalk to share with us a reading for our sanctuary.
May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hope to nurture. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
We welcome our Shabbat bride with Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machashavat tefila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki ba'orek u'mi'uri, uri shir daberi, kevod Adonai lahayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Bo'i b'shalom ateret bala, גם בשמחה וצחלה, תוך אמונה סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Well, it certainly feels as though the Shabbos bride is among us here. And Janet, although you can't hear us here in the sanctuary, I want you to know that we are hearing lots of voices here. We are hearing beautiful voices here. No one's sitting in the front row. I don't know what that is. You know, no one still wants to sit in the front row after COVID. Do you have an answer for that, Daniel?
I'm going to eliminate some of the back chairs next time.
It's okay. I aimed the camera right at the back row, so. We get to have a Chatzi Kaddish, our first Chatzi Kaddish in a year and a half. We turn to page 26 as we remain standing. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei Rabba, be'amad yivrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'yomechon u'v'chayedecho beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, ubizman kari v'imeru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach, le'olam u'lo mehamaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yitalev, v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha, b'richu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damihiran be'alma, v'imeru, amen. We continue with the call to worship, the Baruch Hu, page. Audio? Is her audio on? Her audio on? Janet, dear, these are the kinks, but you have your microphone muted, dear. First, well, we'll have a do-over. Bring it back. Can you bring it back to the bima here? All right. Good. Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. We're going to have a little bit of a do-over here. Spin. The rain will still fall. It will still be green. We'll get our audio fixed too.
That sounds good. God, we have come to this temple, to this holy place together in friendship. Some of us are here to celebrate one life's joys, some to have a place and time to let our sorrows flow. Yet we know we are safe here, whatever our feelings. Shabbat is our time for reflection, for study, and for thanksgiving. Even though those of us who are here with heavy hearts, God must remind ourselves of our many blessings you've bestowed upon us. The sun, the moon, the stars, our spouses, our children, our teachers, and each other. We can and will find strength in one another, and through prayer find strength in the knowledge that you are with us. On this Shabbat, Adonai, we look to you for guidance and strength. No matter what we are feeling tonight, when we are here together, we are one. The gift you give us is the ability to pray as a united congregation on this Shabbat.
Now, with our call to worship, the Baruch Hu. Oh, turn it back on. The rabbis designed our service to have different sections. In this section, the Shema and its blessings contains an arc that tells us about the worldview of our tradition, the worldview of our people, a worldview that takes us from the days of Genesis, the first days of creation, and walks us through the experience of coming together as a people to receive revelation and the promise of redemption. It's a set of prayers that, in the words of Franz Rosenzweig, create a Magan David, a Star of David that connects and interlinks us all through its experience. The first prayer to follow the call to worship, is the Ma'ariv Aravim. The Ma'ariv Aravim that teaches us to recognize the separation and distinction between aspects of our world, to see the sacredness as it concludes and see the sacredness as it enters, appears, to see the light as it fades and the promise of light to come and shine once more. And in this display that we see each and every night, there is awe and wonder and majesty. There is beauty in watching the sun glow red and orange and purple as it leaves the evening sky, and the stars as they start to twinkle and shine. And we're reminded then of where we are, where we stand, where our footsteps give us stability and promise. And through that experience, we're brought to blessing, to appreciation that not only do we inhabit a world created with all of this thought, but our own creation, and the sense that we get to share in this world. With that awareness and that experience and that awe for the world that we inhabit, we say the blessings which follow, blessings for creation of evening, and blessings for creation of Israel and our world. Let's continue together, page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Eternity, praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. On page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol together. All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than the holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema. Shh. Listen. Shh. You have to listen to hear. Shh. Can you hear? Can you hear the surprise and delight in Sarah's laughter? Can you hear the joy and pride in Miriam's song? Can you hear the strength and wisdom in Deborah's clear judgments? Can you hear warmth in your grandmother's voice calling you to the Sabbath table? Can you hear your mother's love as she recites the Sabbath blessings? Can you hear your daughter's clear high voice chanting as she joins the circle of women? Can you hear your sister's earnest prayers as they share their goodness and courage? Can you hear your granddaughter's newborn cry as she joins the Jewish chorus? Can you hear your own heart beating, reaching to join the song of praise for Adonai? Shh. Can you hear? Can you hear the women who came before you? Can you hear the women yet to come? Can you hear us all as one? Shh. Listen. Hear. Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Le'olam Ba'ed.
Et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'elem asher anochi mitzavecha Hayom alevavecha, vishinantam levanecha, v'dibartam, B'shitecha b'beitecha, u'v'lechtecha b'derech, u'shofbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha, u'chatam המזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. We welcome Connie to share with us another prayer.
Suddenly, all of us found ourselves on the wrong side of the water. What should we do? Where should we go? Each woman turned to the other, dumbfounded, confused, frightened. The young girls cried for their mothers. The old women searched for their daughters. As we reunited, each with her family, we wept. Embraces were exchanged, the children laughing and sang and spontaneously formed a circle, spinning and turning, jumping and whirling, long braids and skirts, twisting and flying. Then Miriam, standing high on a rock, overlooking the group of us, turned to us and said, "Come on now, what are you waiting for? We are safe with our husbands and children and friends. We have survived the greatest trial. Only good, sweet promises are ahead for us. Why do you stand there silent? Is parting the sea too difficult for our God? Is it not a miracle to be alive this day, to see blue sky and water, to lift up our voices in praise?" And we knew Miriam to be right, and we hearkened to her as we had done in Egypt. So we grabbed our tambourines and we followed her, and the song was so spirited, so free, that soon the men who'd been watching us joined in, and we had a rousing chorus, each voice clear and loud following Miriam's flowing lead. Who is like you, Adonai, among all others? Who is like you, glorious in holiness, fine, deserving of praise, making miracles?
I was ready to shake timbrels and everything there. We'll do a good one with a nice conga circle when we make it here. All right, so we're going to continue here. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Yisrael. We continue.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Spread shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei Sukkot, Shalom Aleinu v'Kol Amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Amen.
Veshamru v'nei La'asot et Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat La'asot et Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat La'asot et Shabbat otam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat La'asot et Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim עשה אדוני את השמיים, המים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת.
לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. שבת וינפש. Let Sabbath rest. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם.
For the call to worship, the Amidah, which begins on page 46 in our prayer books. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agitei latecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevi Gulalim Nevnehem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magin Abraham Vezrat Sarah. Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Ata Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Givurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Nemanata Lehachayot HaKol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yehallelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated as we welcome Gail to share with us another blessing.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all of those who struggle to find rest on this day, may all those who suffer find solace, may all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. May this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, may Kadesh ha-Shabbat.
Amen.
You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod.
God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ocha na'eh lehodo.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech Adon Shalom, ki atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
We ask for the source of peace, the one who brings peace, to increase peace between us. Baruch atah Adonai, hambarech et amo Yisrael, ba shalom. We pause for a moment of quiet meditation. we share this sacred moment of prayer here as we have each week throughout this. I messed up. We continue with another prayer for peace. Oseh Shalom. That was nice. That was really nice. I had my mind on healing from before that prayer for peace, and now I feel like I've gotten a little bit more of that peace, P-I-C-E, that I need to heal and feel comfortable as we once again experience a world of change, as we are moving into the world of hybrid, as we continue to be online with all of our community that joins us each week on Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom, and as we now start again being in person with all of you here in this sanctuary. And as we have shared these moments in this past year and a half, we've taken the time to acknowledge all of the many individuals that we know are in need of healing in our world. People who are part of our community, who we know by name and by face and by deed, and people who are not part of our community that we know are in need of healing, whether that be physical or spiritual or healing of any sort otherwise. So before I begin in this room, I'm going to begin online and check to see if there are any names for healing being shared with us here in our stream. Healing for Aunt Curly. We ask for healing for Beth Fidel and for Rhonda Coatson. Yes, we think of Rhonda.
Martin Needleman.
For Martin Needleman.
Lauren Willens.
For Lauren Willens.
Howard.
For Howard. For all those mentioned and the many more that go unmentioned, we pray for Refuah Shlema, for full, complete healing, as we continue with our prayer for healing, the Misha Berach on page 200.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Berach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Our theme tonight, Lidor Vador, from generation to generation. Everyone can see me and hear me online now too. From generation to generation is our theme tonight. And as we think about this theme and reflect on it and let it really sink in, we appreciate that here at Temple Kol Ami, we are concluding our 55th year of our congregation, beginning our 56th year of our congregation. I was talking about numbers a few weeks ago. Those are significant numbers as well. And also that we recognize the way that our congregation has grown and developed and shifted and changed as we've been able to celebrate so many people that have been a part of this community through the years. So many people that are here with us now, people who've made their mark before we even arrived, and we only got to join in this conversation of this congregation, Kol Ami, the voice of God's people, and those voices that will come in the future surely as well. Dor ba v'dor holech, a generation comes, a generation goes. Yehi Shem Adonai mevarach, but may God's name bless, we read in our liturgy, in Scripture. That each generation is connected through their devotion and connection to Israel, to our people, to being able to come together and recite words, some of which have been recited literally for thousands of years by our ancestors, our great-great-great-grandmothers, members of sisterhoods past in places near and far. And that as we join in these words tonight in sacred prayer, that we form our connection to them, linking ourselves to that past, seeing ourselves as part of that eternal future. In our Torah portion this week, we see the going of one generation and the arrival of a new generation, because this week in Parshat Chukat, we bid farewell to two notable characters from the Torah. We bid farewell to Aaron as well as his sister Miriam. Now, Aaron's departure happens tenderly on Mount Hor. It happens in respect and appreciation for the service that Aaron offered in the temple. As tenderly Moses assists in removing the robes of Aaron and placing them upon Eleazar, his son, to come and continue through the tradition. And the passage of Miriam doesn't quite happen as peaceably. The people are really, really upset when Miriam passes, because as I'm sure you know, in our sisterhood, what did Miriam offer in the wilderness? You know? Say it louder. They got to be able to hear you through this. Water, that's right. So Miriam had this magical command of being able to summon wells wherever the Israelites went and encamped, providing enough water to quench the thirst of all who needed it. And when she passed, it seems that this ability passed with her, leaving the people hungry. You know, there are both sides of this. When we lose someone who is dearly and deeply connected to us, there are ways that we look to rejoice and appreciate and pass on that tradition to the next. And also at times when people pass, there is that challenge. There is that sadness. There is that desire and need to be able to sustain ourselves in other ways, to know that other people will need to step in and fill the gap, the void left that one's passing can open. And so we see both sides of that coin here in our portion tonight. Both sides of a coin that help us to both appreciate those who came before us and the opportunities that await as new ones enter their fold. There's a lot of changes going on in our community right now. Those of you who are on our temple listserv will see that we are making moves and figuring out our path towards doing this more regularly. That is, having you in our sanctuary, you in our outdoor spaces together more regularly. And there will be more information coming this week about how we intend to see that happen. It's an exciting moment of change for us. It's that moment thinking back to the Ma'ariv Aravim that we had. The opportunity to bless and appreciate one chapter that's closed while having joy and looking forward to a new chapter that is about to open. This is a beautiful, strong group of sisters here tonight. And I feel so privileged to share your presence here as we take our first tentative steps into being in person once again. So with that idea and with that prayer on our mind, we hope that we may come from goodness to goodness, that we may go from blessing to blessing, that we may appreciate and have a tender place in our heart to hold on to all of that specialness that was contributed to us by those who came before. And to know that while there may be challenges on the horizon, and surely the microphone will go out, or there'll be a bad connection, or maybe something will pop up on the screen that we weren't intending, maybe embarrassing, I don't know. We'll go on and we'll figure out our way through life. But to feel that excitement and that joy and that hopefulness as together we look forward as a community, together, of sisters, of brothers, all of us. Temple Kol Ami, the voice of God's people, of God's nation. And with that, I'd like to welcome Debbie LaCours to share with us a special reading. We'll say, may all these wishes for goodness, only goodness, be a part of our present, our past, and our future. May this be God's will. Ken Yehi Ratzon.
There was a woman whose hands were empty of purpose, and sisterhood made them full. There was a woman whose burdens were great, and sisterhood helped to lighten them. There was a woman who yearned to express her joy in Judaism, her love for her family, as well as her concern for the human family, and sisterhood gave her the tools. For sisterhood can be the instrument in our hands, the sensitive pen with which we write our message.
We rise for the Aleinu. Page 282. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We continue together at the top of page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. We think of our loved ones, those who have departed this earth, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We as a congregation are in a period of shloshim for the following individuals. We mention Neil M. Siegel, the nephew of Estelle Gladstone, as well as Sharon Shabasis, the mother of our member Amy and Stephen Klein. We add as well the names of the following individuals whose yard sites occur this calendar week. That is, the anniversary of their deaths occur this calendar week from years past. They are Eric Ahrens, Lawrence Berman, Sidney Craig, Caitlin Durstein, Sylvia A. Dreyfus, Herbert Felk, Zenaida Frankstein, Murray Freed, Celia Hirsch, Myron Joyrich, Betty Katzman, Marilyn Kleinman, Marlene Kleinman, Alfred E. Lakin, Mildred Lewis, Louis Lieberman, Emmanuel Mizell, Sadie Apter Miller, Lillian Brandt Reed, Morris Schindler, Florence Sklar, Elaine Sott, and Harry Vinsky. We as well welcome the addition of names from our streams. And seeing as though there are none to add there, are there any from the room to be added to Kaddish? Then, as is the custom in our congregation, we rise in solidarity and support, in appreciation of all those mentioned, the many more that go unmentioned. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing as we continue page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shebei rabbah be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei be'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivorach le'olam ulomei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May God bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved as we say, amen. You may be seated as we welcome, I still get to say it, immediate past president. Is this the last week I get to say it, or a couple more weeks? 2 more weeks I get to say it. We welcome immediate past President Gene Farber. He'll share some announcements with us.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It is so great to see people in the temple and all of us together actually praying in person. It's fantastic. Some people might think I'm a wee bit prejudiced, but I think this was a gorgeous, gorgeous, wonderful service. Really beautiful. Janet, glad you could start with the Sisterhood Shabbat, and just a great evening. We currently offer Shabbat services every week. They're on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Zoom. All of our program links and service times can be found in our weekly email or can be obtained by calling our office. Next Friday, June 25th, our services will be at 6 p.m. and on Saturday, June 26th, our service will be at 11:15. Also next Saturday, June 26th at 10:30 a.m., please join Rabbi Gutman and Gail Greenberg for a teddy bear Shabbat picnic. Come sing songs, hear stories and prayers. Family picnic baskets will be provided. Registration is required for this event. Please RSVP to the office to be included. The TKA Social Action Green Team invites you to a presentation by West Bloomfield Park's naturalist Annabelle Rains on pollinator and native plant gardening on Sunday, June 27th from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. at TKA. The meeting will be held outdoors here and all age groups are welcome. The program will be canceled and rescheduled only in the event of stormy weather. Light sprinkles are okay. Please RSVP to the temple office by June 23rd. Save the date. The next session of Jews in the News is coming on July 12th. Join us on Monday, July 12th at 12 p.m. when Rabbi Gutman offers another installment of his new monthly class called Jews in the News, where he will discuss current events and trends from and about the Jewish world. RSVP to the office to obtain the Zoom link. We are very happy that you have joined us tonight. We welcome your interest, questions, and contributions to helping our little temple with a big voice. We are Temple Kol Ami, the voice of my people. Thank you and Shabbat Shalom.
I want to express my appreciation to those who helped contribute to this service. First, all of you for sharing your beautiful voices here in our sanctuary, the women of our sisterhood, and those that accompany them this evening. Shkoach to you. We wish you strength. Jean, past president, 2 more weeks. Shkoach for sharing the announcements with us. It's a long list to read. And to those who helped make our stream happen tonight, to Gersh and Alon, who were overmanning the production station. Shkoach to you, our stream team members. They make it all happen. To Natalie for sharing with us the beautiful piano that we have been so spoiled hearing through many, many years. May it be many, many, many more years on Mea Sherim here. And as well, Mea Esrim here. And as well to Janet. And Janet, wow, it's wonderful hearing your presence from, what is it? I don't know, 1,000 miles away. I can't wait to hear your presence next to me. Gene, there's no one more excited about people being in this sanctuary than me right now. I just want to claim that. I want to claim that. Do we have our guests to help us with our challah? Are they hiding out somewhere, or did they miss their memo? I don't know. We'll find them. In any case, let's continue with a reading. Rondi, can we have you a little out of order? Oh, sure. Wonderful. Come join us.
Each generation is challenged to pursue peace. Some meet that challenge better than others. If peace eludes us, we must ask if it is because of circumstances beyond our control, or because our attitudes interfere with the realization. When we are cynical instead of idealistic, do we not interfere with peace? We work for peace when we believe it as an ideal. When we are filled with despair instead of faith, do we not interfere with peace? We gain the strength for peace by joining with others. To those who claim that peace is not possible, Judaism says, people who believe in nothing change nothing for the better. We must risk believing in peace and work for its achievement. This is our legacy from the past. This is our gift to the future.
And we wish strength to you as well, Rondi, as we welcome the Gutman girls. The Gutman girls, they're coming. They're coming. There's a lot of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Do you remember how to do this, Daria? It's been a while. All right, on to Hamotzi. Those go on your feet, not your hands, Daria.
With their mask on or
Here we go. Here we go. How do we do this? Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. That challah was ripping before the prayer was ended. We got to work on that a little bit. Our closing song tonight, a favorite of our sisterhood, Limdu Heitiv. We're going to begin by letting Janet teach it to us a little bit because it's a new.
So the chorus is up on your screens. You can see it, and it goes like this: Limdu Heitiv. Learn to do good. That's what that means. Dear Shun Mishpat, seek justice. Asru Chamot, relieve the oppressed. Shiv to Yatom, uphold the orphan's rights. Rivu Amana, and take up the widow's cause. So when you put it all together, Dear Shud Mishpat, Asru Chamot, Shiv to Yatom, Rivu Amana. Amen. Mother's love and mother's hold, mother's shape the world we know. Mama, Ima Mama. Mothers worry, mothers feel, mothers know too well what's real. Mama, Ima Mama. And these are the things our mothers teach us. Lead to hate, dear should be through modes. She to Yatom, Rivu Amana. Amen. Sisters. Sisters laugh and sisters cry. Sisters stand strong by and by. Sister, oh my sister. Sisters know you, sisters sense. Sisters keep your precious secrets, sister. Oh my sister. And these are the things our sisters teach us. Lead to hate, there should be fun. Asru Chamot, Shiv to Yatom, Rivu Amana. Amen. Daughters, daughters wonder, daughters share, daughters make the whole world care. Daughter, precious daughter. Daughters push us, daughters sigh, daughters make us ask God why. Daughter, precious daughter,
Shalom, everyone. Have a peaceful, blessed, wonderful Shabbat. Shkoach to all of you. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning.